Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shani, if you guys didn't know, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my eyebrow routine plus how I prime my eyelids for any eye makeup look that I'm going to do. So I hope you guys like this video, and let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm starting off with the NYX micro brow pencil in the color Espresso, and I really like this pencil because it's not too creamy and it's not too stiff at the same time. It's like the happy medium, and I definitely love the spoolie on this brush as well because it's like a legit spoolie. And I start by combing the front part of my brow up because I like the front part of my brow to stand up, and for the middle and tail of my brow I brush that in a downward slanted motion because that's how my brows naturally grow and lay. And then I rest my pinky on my face to give me more control over the pencil, and then this is when I start to outline the bottom part of my brow. Moving to the top part of my brow, I separate this part into 3 points. So as you guys can see, I start from right here. I connect this point to the arch of my brow, and then I connect the arch to the tail of my brow, if that makes any sense at all. And that's basically the diagram that I see in my head to outline the top part of my brow because it is sparse. So I kind of have to create my arch. So that's basically what I'm doing. Once I have outlined the top part of my brow, I'm going to go back over that line and make it more pronounced, and then I'm going to move to the front part of my brow and flick the pencil upward to mimic natural hairs. And I also make sure not to be too heavy-handed with the front part of my brow, so I make sure I use a light hand when it comes to mimicking these hair-like strokes. Now that I have the shape of my brow completed, I'm going to take the NYX eyebrow pencil in dark brown and fill in my brow. And towards the end of my brow, I like to fill them in a downward slanted motion because that's how my hairs naturally goes. So I'm basically just filling in my brows the way I brush them out in the very beginning of the video. I like the front of my brows to stand up, and I like for the middle and tail of my brow to be laying downward. Now I'm going to do the same thing to my other brow. Before I conceal my brows, I like to go back and look at both of my brows. I like to tilt my head backwards so I can see the bottom part of my brow clearly and just make a few tweaks and changes to my brows. Now I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in Chestnut, and I'm using my MAC 242 brush because I like how flat this brush is. This brush just really allows me to maneuver and carve out my brows very closely. And I just squeeze out a little bit of the concealer on my hand and apply the concealer to both sides of the brush, making sure the brush stays as flat as it can be. As you guys can see, I like to leave the very front part of my brow free of concealer because I like the way it looks that way, and it just makes the brow appear more realistic and believable. So I'm just going to closely carve out the bottom half of my brow. And then I like to just blend the excess concealer downward because after I'm done with doing my brows, I go in and prime my eyelids to get ready for whatever eye makeup I'm going to do that day. Alrighty, now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to go in and prime my eyelids with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Chestnut, the same concealer that I use to carve out my brows. This is what I normally do to prime my eyelids, and it just gets the job done. I don't use a eyeshadow primer, I just use concealer, and that's basically it. But I like to use my Real Technique Deluxe Concealer Brush to blend out the concealer, and I use dabbing and sweeping motions to do so. To lock this concealer into place, I'm going to be using my Morphe E48 brush, or you can use the Real Technique contouring brush because I like that brush too. And the powder that I'm going to be using to lock this concealer into place is my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, which is literally gone, but I had to use it for this video. And I'm just going to dab that into place, and I also like to take it on my brows to kind of lock my brows into place as well. And that is how I flawlessly prime my eyelids for any eye look that I'm about to do. So I really hope you guys like my eyebrow routine and how I prime my eyelids. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and comment down below. And if you're new, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hopefully you decide to subscribe, but if you don't, girl, I'll see you around. But thank you guys so much for coming back to watch another one of my videos, and I will see you guys in my next upload.